One Piece chapter 1144, A Time for Warriors, is finally here. If you have not read it and do not want to get spoiled, keep on scrolling. Let's get into it. The chapter starts off with Ripley showing Franky what looks to be a giant robot that has been turned into a scientific facility on Elbaf. Then we see Lilith and Bonnie, who are inside the facility because they got lost, and Ripley's happy they found them because of the horn that got blown. Lilith is estimating that this facility is at least 3,000 years old, but no one can refute that because nobody knows the origins of this building. And Lilith wants to make this place her home so she can actually do more research on it, and Franky, of course, wants to check it out for himself. But Bonnie screams because right behind them is thunder. And Franky's like, man, Elbaf has some weird stuff on it. And Ripley, all scared, goes, no, I have no idea what that creature is. Then we go to the Western Village, where we see an undead Draugr come out of the forest. And of course, the Elbaf people, they're grabbing weapons, they're ready to fight. But they're also confused of what could have brought the children's imaginations to life. And of course, Brooke sees this and goes, it's a giant me. And the Giants are trying to take the Straw Hats to safety, but of course, they want to help fight. Even Colin wants to join this fight, but this giant pushes him to the ground and say, a battlefield is no place for a kid like you. And Nami tells Jarul about the two Gods Knights that appeared on Elbaf, how one of them looked like red-haired Shanks, and the other one had some sort of weird power. And Jinbei chimes in saying, if it's an unknown power, it's probably a devil fruit user. Then we see the Straw Hats talking about how they're going to go after the intruders, who are the Gods Knights, by the way, but Elbaf is just too big to look for him. But here comes Colin. Even though he was told he can't join the fight, he says, you guys can come with me as long as I can be the captain, and then set sail the Colin pirate. We also see that a distress signal has been put out on Elbaf talking about the intruders in the Sun Realm, and Gunko is listening to music and gets asked, what's your favorite song? And she says, New World by none other than the goat Brooke. Then we go to Saul, who's trying to stop the kids from walking into the fire, but of course he can't touch them, so he tries to block them off, but they end up bumping into each other and the thorns hurt them. So Saul tries pulling them back with the lasso, which seems to be working up until Fenrir pulls up, and then we go back to the Western Village where we see that they were able to defeat a undead Draugr. But because there's so many monsters, there's really nothing the people can do, so here's a Ghost and Needhogg appear, but luckily Dory and Broggy start charging up an attack. And they unleash Hakoku Sovereignty and tell the Giants, go take care of the kids, we'll handle the monsters. And we do see that their ship is actually in Svalar mode, which is very interesting, and on this same ship is Skapar Gaban holding an axe ready to fight. This chapter was amazing. Let me know your guys' thoughts.